Good afternoon. Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome once again. I am your host, the Infernoman here, and I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So, excuse me for a second there. I'm still in pain from a surgery I had earlier this week, so just letting you know that now. I'm going to try to take it easy as best I can, but, yeah, I'm still feeling a lot of pain. Still, the show must go on. What exactly are we going to be playing today? Well, I guess you could say today's theme is kind of on topic with how I'm feeling. But what does that mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's see, let's get ourselves up here. There we are. Awesome. So I guess you could say it's time for me to get exhausted. You guys like that stuff. I know you do. Any case, excuse me. Oh, so painful to cough right now. Ugh. Any case, this is what we're going to be playing today, everybody. Oh, hello, Dense Planet. Thanks again for joining, as always, my fiery friend. We're just in time to hear me talk about, as always, the deck tech itself. So, for those of you that are new to this is how we mostly do it for this channel and all the streams. We're going to talk about, of course, the deck. What exactly are we going to be rocking? A little bit of strategy with it. We'll play as many games as possible in best of one. Maybe we'll do some best of three. And I do have an upgraded version if you like this deck and you want to see what it looks like if we went all out with the budget. But right now, the budget for this one is pretty cheap. I believe it's only 12 rares, and I honestly don't remember how much it is off the top of my head in terms of actual dollars. But again, I will put a link for this later on once the stream is over. Now, having said all that, again, we're going to try to take it a little bit easier today because, again, as I'm going to reference, I probably shouldn't be streaming right now because, again, I'm in a lot of pain still from the surgery. But we'll talk about that later on, and I don't want to bring down the mood. So the show must go on, and we're going to have as much fun as possible. I have no idea how good the exhaust mechanic is because I haven't really played with it from Ether Drift, and honestly, my mindset kind of feels like, okay, I think we've done enough Ether Drift style decks where I'm kind of over the set already. Don't get me wrong. I love vehicles, but I'm kind of already looking forward to Tarkir. And again, we're going to be getting spoilers for that, I believe, next week? Oh man, that's going to be such an awesome set. So hopefully we'll get some fun stuff with that. And I'm already kind of brewing more towards that right now. Otherwise, for those of you that, again, that are joining us, let's go ahead, let's talk about the stats right now first of the deck. So, long-time viewers of the channel know how we do it. As always, we're talking about the stats before we dive right into the whole deck itself. So as I mentioned, this is an exhausted deck. And it's going to be a Jun style version. I know most people prefer Teamer, but we're going to try out maybe a little bit of a different version. So our exhausted deck is going to be black, red, and green. You're looking at an average mana curve of about 2.4. We're going to be rocking 20 creatures, 4 instants, 4 sorceries, 4 artifacts, 4 enchantments, and 24 lands. So with that, as you can see right here, for those that don't aware, the exhaust mechanic is something that I don't know how I feel about this mechanic, and I guess we're going to just see how well it does today. So the exhaust mechanic, as you can see, it's basically a one-time use mechanic when the creature is on the battlefield. Once you use it, it's over. But there are, of course, ways to circumvent that, and we'll show you how we're going to do that today on a budget. So in the one drop slot here, we're going to have Grease Wrench Goblin. This Goblin Artificer is a 2/1. It has the exhaust mechanic of 3, so if we pay the 3, you can discard up to 2 cards and then draw that many cards. You put a +1/+1 counter on it. After that, in the 2 drop slot, this is again where things get a little bit more fun for us. So for removal here, we'll have Bitter Triumph here. We can either pay 3 life or throw away a card and then destroy a target creature or planeswalker. So this is going to be our main spot removal for today. Draconautics Engineer, man, this is actually a really good card, by the way. You don't even have to use it for the exhaust mechanic. It's just a solid goblin as is. But it has 2 exhaust mechanics here. The red one just gives all of our creatures haste until end of turn, and you get a +1/+1 counter on it. If you pay the 4 drop one, you can get a Dinosaur Dragon. Wow, that's actually a really cool typing, by the way. Dinosaur Dragon, I love that. But otherwise, 4 mana gets you a 4/4 red Dinosaur Dragon token with flying. So this can help us provide us a good flyer in the air for our game plan. Dredger's Insight, we're kind of a pseudo dredge deck, and you're going to see why in a little bit. But Dredger's Insight, if you saw from my Grease Fang stream, amazing card, by the way. 2 mana enchantment. Whenever 1 or more artifacts and creature cards leaves our graveyard, we get to gain 1 life. So this is great for stabilization. When the enchantment, however, enters, you mill 4 cards. Then you put an artifact, creature, or land card from those mill cards into our hand. So this is great for filtering and stocking up our graveyard with stuff we're going to want to put in there. We're also going to utilize Broodheart Engine, same thing. If you saw my Grease Fang video, again, amazing card, by the way. Really good for that deck, but we're going to try it again. Maybe it still works for us in this deck. Broodheart Engine, again, at the beginning of our upkeep, surveils 1. You can sacrifice it later on for 4 mana and tap it, and then bring back a vehicle card or a creature card from our graveyard to the battlefield. Only at sorcery speed, so it's a little slow, but it still works for what we're trying to do, and you'll see what we're going to pull back a little bit later. In the 3 drop slot, we're going to utilize Afterburner Expert, so this is the main star of the show. Afterburner Expert is a 3 mana 4/2 Goblin Artificer, so solid on the aggro side. It has Exhaust for 4. You put 2+1/+1 counters on the creature. Also, this is again where it makes it super sweet, by the way. Whenever you activate an Exhaust ability, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So any one of our cards here, like Greasewinch Goblin here, we'll talk about the others in a second here, like Boom Scholar. If we activate our Exhaust, Afterburner Expert comes in for free. So this is actually a really sweet card for us, and it's very hard to get rid of unless your opponent has main deck removal. So keep that in mind. We're going to be trying to abuse this as much as possible today. Also in the 3-drop slot, we're going to use Elvish Refueler here. So this is actually one of our ways we can kind of keep recurring the exhaust mechanic, because it says during our turn, as long as you haven't activated an exhaust ability this turn, you may activate exhaust abilities as though they haven't been activated. A little wordy there, a little confusing. In other words, just lets us kind of just repeat our exhaust abilities at least one more time for each one of our turns. So great way to just keep recurring things with our Elf Druid. It also has exhaust itself, so just put a +1/+1 counter on it. Finally, we'll have also Boom Scholar here as another 3-drop in the slot here. Goblin Advisor, 3/3. Exhaust abilities of other permanents we control are 2 less to activate, so it makes all of our exhaust abilities cheaper as the game goes on. It has exhaust of 6 itself, so that's a little expensive. But if you manage to go off with it, you can also pay 6, and creatures and vehicles we control will gain trample until end of turn. So this can be a really sweet way to just kind of overrun our opponent and hopefully just knock them out. And then just to make sure we have a little bit of extra support for our deck, we're going to be utilizing Wrangle's Prank. So Wrangle's Prank may look a little strange to the deck, but hear me out for a second here. For 4 mana, at sorcery speed, you can choose one or more. We can either force our opponent to discard 2 cards, make them lose 4 life, or make them sacrifice 2 creatures of their choice. Now, the reason why I chose this card specifically is I honestly am beyond sick of cards like Sheltered by Ghosts, and also cards that kind of give protection to creatures that make it very difficult for us to get rid of. So this is kind of hopefully in the mid game could be a solid answer to that, forcing them to sacrifice. Granted, we will sacrifice some of our creatures, but if say like maybe we're sacrificing an Afterburner Expert after it's done its thing, we can keep bringing them back anyway, and hopefully we can just keep doing more with it. So in other words, you kind of see right here, the deck is a little bit more mid-range and grindy, and hopefully we should be able to then just outdo our opponents with what we have. Going into the now land base, again, we're going to be a budget deck, at least for the first part of the stream. So we're going to keep this as cheap as possible. 4 swamps, 4 mountains, 6 forests, and a couple of dual lands. So Bloodfell Caves, Jungle Hollow, and Rugged Highlands. We're also going to be utilizing 4 Escape Tunnel here. This can help us, again, just filter out and pull out the other basics we're going to need for the deck. In the sideboard, however, we have a little bit of a mix and match depending on what our opponent throws at us. If we need to keep bringing back creatures, we'll utilize Urborg Repossession here. If with the kicker cost, you can basically get 2 cards for the price of only 3 mana and also gain some life back. So this is great for stabilization. If we don't want our opponent to do graveyard shenanigans of our against us, we have Soul Guide Lantern here. Terror Sunder is going to be our artifact and enchantment hate, and it will exile the card, so this is actually great for us. If you pay the kicker cost, you can get a non-land permanent instead, so that's actually better for us as the late game. For some light spot removal, if we need to bring it in, we can bring in Burst Lightning here. It also has Kicker too, so this is great for us. It scales up just as well for the other cards. We're going to utilize Betrayer's Bargain here. This will force us to sacrifice an enchantment or a creature, but we have a couple of enchantments we can afford to sacrifice. Or, of course, we can sacrifice maybe, say, like an Afterburner Expert or any one of our cheap goblins. And then we can deal 5 damage to a creature and then exile it. So this is actually solid for us as, again, more stronger removal if we need it in the deck. And then, although we are a budget deck, we do have access to one small Pseudo-Wrath, Choking Miasma. Thankfully, a lot of our cards have +1/+1 counters on each other, so the -2/-2 shouldn't affect us at all as the game goes on. But otherwise, that is the whole game plan for you today, everybody. I honestly am feeling pretty good about this deck, even though my body does not feel good right now. But I'm going to, again, see how well we can do with the deck. So, let's go ahead, let's take it. And let's see how well we do in Standard Ranked. But again, and all I'm just trying to do right now is just see how this mechanic is. I don't know, honestly, has anybody actually played with the exhaust mechanic? Let me know how you feel about it. Do you like the mechanic? Do you feel it's not a good mechanic? Let me know. One of the things I realized after I just put this deck together is maybe for the upgrades, and maybe I don't know, maybe I'll talk about it later on. That definitely goes all over with +1/+1 counters. So if you take this maybe into a stronger format with, I don't know, hardened scales, I think the deck actually would be a lot more stronger there, since you're going to be putting a bunch of counters on your creatures. But I don't know. I have to think about that, I guess, in the future. Either case, we'll see. Densplinit? Can't say about it yet. So I'm guessing you probably haven't played with the mechanic at all, correct, Densplinit? I mean, I know this is not technically your style, but that's what I'm assuming. All right, so here we go, everybody. Can we get there?
It's time to do.
Yeah. Love doing that, by the way. Okay. All right, so, can't really cast much with this, but we technically can get out the Dredger's Insight and maybe pull out a land, so let's keep this. If we can get a red source, this should be fine. Okay, Forest. Point the way. Okay. Let's see. What is our opponent going to try to do here? They're going to try to ramp, sort of, but we'll see. We got another Dredger's Insight, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, so, another Swamp. Dredger's Insight. Come on, we need a red source. We can get a red source, we should be good here. Okay. We did not get our red source. That's kind of awkward, by the way. Oop. It's fine. At least the escape tunnel can get us to that red source, so we should be okay. Didn't split it. Now I started saving up wild cards. Okay. What are you saving up for? Are you trying to build another control deck? Are you trying to get maybe something else that you're planning on building? Okay, I guess we'll play another Dredger's Insight, by the way. Alright, mill 4 again. Come on, deck. Okay, we did get a red source, so that's good. We will get back that mountain. And we will sack. This will give us another red source, this is good. So with that, we will put out another mountain. Okay. Alright. Not sure how our opponent is going to do things here. They have Ginger Brute, but they also have Point the Way. I'm a little confused right now about what they're doing. Also, it has been a little while since I played Standard again, so I don't know how Standard is going except for the fact that everybody in Standard right now hates beans. It's funny because I actually just had a bean burrito actually for lunch. But yeah. I mean, what do you think? For anybody that's been playing Standard right now, how are you feeling about Standard? Is it good? Are you hating Standard? Are you playing other formats? Let me know, what is the format all of you are playing right now? Dance with it. Plenty for good lands and explore. Any tips? Oh, that's right. At some point, maybe next week, since I don't really have another deck tech planned over the next couple weeks, maybe I should probably try to finish that land video. I do have a video I've been meaning to finish. I've been a little delayed on it, where I'm trying to give advice for rare and mythic lands you should be crafting with your wild cards. So I'll probably see, maybe I could try to finish that video at some point, but thanks for reminding me. But yeah, it's a whole tier list I put together for the current lands that we have available in Arena and the ones you should be getting. I mean, most of them are pretty self-explanatory, you know, get things like Shock lands, get things like, I would say probably the Verge lands that we've gotten recently, from Ether Drift and Duskmourn. Those are actually really good lands. They're actually really also solid for what they are. Okay, enough of me rambling. Let's go see. Draconautics Engineer. Do we have anything in here? No, not yet. So let's put down both. What are you trying to... I mean, are you just trying to get lands in general, Dead Splendid? Or are you, like... Is there a deck in mind that you're planning ahead in the future? Or just in general? Opponents. I'm still not sure what our opponent's doing. They are slow, but they are building up stuff, so we'll see if that's something to worry about. Hopefully it shouldn't be. Sentinel of the Nameless City. Okay, are they merfolk? Are they just some kind of... Oh, or maybe they're an explore deck. I don't know. Still kind of confused. What are you doing, opponent? Scavenging Ooze. Ugh. That might hurt our game plan slightly, because our whole point is to get the exhausted cards in there, and we're supposed to bring them back. Okay. Some way, somehow, we'll get around that. Okay. Not a big deal, everybody. Not a big deal. So with that, let's play a Swamp. One of the things also that's good about this mechanic is you can do it at instant speed, so we actually don't really need to do anything right now. I think we'll just wait it out for a bit. Let's play Boom Scholar. Boom, 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 boom. And we'll wait. All right. I know. Not the most exciting match right now, because I don't know what our opponent is doing here. Okay, well, they're going to start eating our cards. So they're going to start getting Scavenging Ooze going bigger. But it does help us gain life, too. So thanks for the life, opponents. I'll appreciate that. Gives us a little bit more of a buffer, by the way. Okay, Scavenging Ooze still eating. It does help us gain life. So I guess I'll take it. We're up to 23. They're at 22. Depends on it. For future, yes. Also, quite frankly, I couldn't care about standard, and I'm more of an eternal format player. And also, what the hell are beans we're talking about? Oh, okay. I'll clarify in a bit. Up the Beanstalk is the most annoying card right now currently in Standard. I know we don't play Standard too much, but I wanted to at least try out the exhaust mechanic in this format to see is it any good. But yeah, Up the Beanstalk has become, from what I've heard, an absolute menace for a lot of decks. Because now, for those that don't, or at least are not playing it, Up the Beanstalk, that 2-mana enchantment, it enters, you draw a card with it, and anytime you have a card that has a mana value of 5 or higher, you do also get to keep drawing cards. Mostly, it's very broken with the with Duskmourn's creatures. So that's where it actually is coming from with all the power up, if you will. Okay, so with that, Sire of the Seven Deaths. Not what I was expecting from our opponent here at all. So let's see. Is there a way out of this? I guess I'll have to wait for a second here. So the way I'm thinking is we can pop off some armor mechanics here, but I don't know if we can get around this. We'll try. We'll definitely try. They have First Strike on it, so that's going to be very annoying. Scavenging Ooze, eating. Okay. So what do you got, opponents? Point the way again. Okay. What else? Oh, okay. They're plotting something. So that means Sire of the Seven Deaths. Ew, that's going to be a hard hit on us. All right, we're going to try to see if we can get around that. They swinging. Let's exhaust one of our Draconautic Engineers. Okay. No blocks. Go down to 13. They are at max speed, by the way. So that means they sacrifice their enchantment. Okay, so that means they get a ton of lands out. And I guess we will get our next dragon out. So, let's see. How do we do this here? Is there a way out of this? Okay. I'm not sure. Not sure how I want to do this here. Honestly, we're at a weird stalemate because our opponent here definitely has a powerful card, but can't really swing into it. Ugh, this is annoying. Okay, well, we're gonna have to wait for a second here. Patience, everyone. Patience will hopefully get us to our victory. But don't worry. For those of you that are wondering, like, I'll try to mix it up again. I think next stream, I'm planning maybe a Timeless deck. It's been a while since we played Timeless, and I have a really awesome deck. It's actually extremely expensive, by the way, but it actually is affordable, at least in Arena, I should say. So we'll have that going soon. But otherwise, how's everyone's week been so far? I know they put out the spoiler recently for Tarkir, so Mark Rosewater, for those that don't know, game designer for the game. Let me know what you're feeling about, what you're seeing with that. Ugh, this is going to be painful here. I mean, you can pump up everything, but it's not enough. Oh, jeez, this stinks. Okay, we have to, let's see, block. Okay. Did we survive? Did we survive at all? Probably not. Dang. Okay, it's fine, everybody. Not a big deal. Okay. Sire 7 deaths. Yeah, -3. Ugh. It's okay, everybody. Sadness, by the way. Okay. Well, not the best run for there, but as you can see, I mean, the deck kind of still does its thing, sort of, kind of. It's okay. Not a big deal. That Scavenging Ooze kind of hosed us a lot there, so let's see. Let's give this deck a try again. We're going to keep playing. Obviously, I'm still feeling pretty good about it. Okay, so let's see. Can we get some wins by getting ourselves exhausted, if you will?
It's time to
Duel. Love Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way. Awesome game. Okay, moving on. Let's see. All right, so we got Boom Scholar here. We got Grease Wrench, Goblin, Wrinkles, Prank, and Broodheart Engine. So, again, clunky mana base, but that's okay. We got to make it work. Sometimes this is what's going to happen when it comes to budget decks. Now, all right. Hopeless Nightmare. What do we throw away? I guess we'll throw away Boom Scholar. Okay, so we did get at least a green source, so I guess that's fine for now. We'll put the escape tunnel out. And here's how we do this. So I think we will get a... should be a red source? Probably should be shooting for a red source. Our opponent is probably going to be playing the ever so annoying bounce deck. Yep. So for those that don't play Standard, you're bouncing away some of these enchantments and you're just going to recast them. We kind of played a version of it in Explorer, slightly upgraded. It's still a lot of fun, but also going to be very, very annoying if your opponent doesn't want to deal with it. So with that, we'll play the Mountain. Got another Mountain, by the way. Okay. So let's see. Jungle Hollow. Grease Wrench Goblin. So what do you got, opponents? Are you going to keep recasting your stuff here? All right, Akadar Wastes. Storm Chaser's Talent. So this deck, of course, that we're facing off against is going to be very, very grindy. You see our opponent here is going to start doing their stuff. They make their little otters. I mean, we still have ways of getting around stuff, so it's not the worst. But we will need to be mindful of things. Elvish Refueler. No attacks yet. Okay. So, a Wrinkles Prank can help us get around things we need to. So as you can see, our opponent's going to get very annoying here. They're going to start pumping stuff up. I guess we'll throw away the Boom Scholar. Opponents. Hopeless Nightmare again. Dense one. I remember there was a Dimir bounce for Explorer as well. Oh yeah, so yeah, that became a thing now too. And it also is very, very annoying. As you can see right here, this version also is going to annoy the crap out of us. Okay. So I think because of how things are looking right now, we're probably going to have to block here and block. But if we do this right... Okay. Grease Wrench Goblin should be able to at least do some damage. Okay, we got another Broodheart Engine. That's good. Swing here, down to 14. We don't have enough yet for the other stuff, but hopefully we should be able to get through what we got. Let's see. But yeah, for those of you out there, I think, what was that question? I guess I'll put it on a poll coming up soon. What format do you want to see more of when it comes to me streaming and doing videos? Do you want me to stick to mostly Explorer? Do you want me to do more powerful formats like Timeless? Do you enjoy Standard? Or maybe we should wait for Standard to change when we get to Tarkir. Let me know. Right now, though, our opponent is very annoying and has the edge. And we go down to 2. Ugh. All right. Throw that away. All right, Afterburner Expert. So let's see. Can we do anything with this? More Explorer, honestly. Okay. I mean, that is fair. I'll take that. Let's see. Is there anything we could do here? I mean, we can just exhaust. But we can't really do anything else, so yeah, we lost again. Dang. Man, sadness here. Dang. Didn't quite get there, everybody. All right. Well, I mean, I don't really care about my rank going down. I mean, it is what it is. Not a big deal. Okay. So, we'll keep playing with this a little bit more. Maybe we'll try a best of 3 in a little bit here. We'll see how well the deck does. So far, the deck seems kind of clunky, and I think, honestly, maybe if I do play the upgraded version, maybe that'll be a lot more stronger. But we'll see. Okay. Still clunky mana base. But again, we are budget, so it is perfectly fine. And we'll definitely get a much more powerful version soon. Either way, well, let's keep this, because we do have removal now. So our opponent's playing Heartfire Hero. Okay. Ugh. I have to deal with that now, or at least ASAP. So, Escape Tunnel. And we'll see. Alright, let's see. What do you got, opponent? Bring it on.
It's time to do.
Oh, Claraput! Welcome, my fire friend. Thanks again for joining us today. I'd love to see some historic Yawgmoth shenanigans. Might not be too budget-friendly, though. Okay. Well, yeah. It's been a while, actually, since I played, Historic. The only reason I stopped playing Historic was once we got Timeless, I noticed that when I made a couple of Historic videos, no one really watched anymore. So that's kind of why I kind of held off on that. Although, ironically, I do have one successful Historic deck that I've been kind of using to rank myself up whenever the seasons reset, by the way. Oh, I just completely forgot to hit the escape tunnel there. Oops. Okay. Not a big deal, everybody. We can still get there, right? We can. Rugged Highlands. And well, I guess I'll just do it now. Let's get out another mountain. Okay, hopefully this will not screw me up because I totally messed up on that right there. But okay, we'll see. I find Timeless too stale right now. So yeah, I haven't been playing Timeless also because Timeless kind of got a little meh because it's been mostly just show and tell decks I've been facing off against, and it hasn't been very fun. So it's honestly been kind of tricky right now to figure out like what is the best format to enjoy currently in the game. I mean, already our opponent kind of has us on the edge here. And this also kind of leads me to another point right now. Something I want to ask everyone, because I have it on screen right now. What are your thoughts right now on some of the most powerful uncommons running around in Standard? And a lot of them have been shaping a lot of deck building over the course of several formats. Monstrous Rage here, man, this is an incredibly powerful card, by the way. But it's become kind of annoying to deal with. Cards like This Town Ain't Big Enough, cards like Up the Beanstalk, and Sheltered by Ghosts, I will definitely say, uncommons have gotten very, very strong over the past several sets. So what are your thoughts right now on the uncommons currently running around? Okay, we'll deal with the Heartfire Hero. We'll throw away an escape tunnel. Opponents? Any more pump? I swear they probably have more pump. Opponents? Dense Planet. Yeah, Timeless ain't that fun right now. Might change once we get to Universes Beyond sets. Maybe, hopefully. Because right now, yeah, the game's feeling a little... Alright, we might survive here, unless our opponent has removal. Oh, there it is. They have the Burst Lightning. Alright. Because again, Explorer still feels like the format I kind of stick to just because for at least there's enough variety there, but it's not too busted. Dang. Still taking losses here, everyone. Sadness. Okay. Well, Alright. I'll try one more best of one. Maybe this deck might be better in best of 3. But we'll give it one more shot with best of 1. And then we'll probably move into a best of 3, at least for this deck. Maybe that might be better for this. Because at least from there, we don't have to deal with some of the shenanigans of some of the aggro decks we've been dealing with. That's why uncommons are better than most mythics or rares. Yeah, I will definitely say in the past year, we have gotten a lot of powerful uncommons, and even some of the commons have been pretty good now. But yeah, a lot of the uncommons right now are really shaping some of the deck building I've been doing. Don't get me wrong, at least for budget reasons, I'm happy that we don't have to rely completely on rares and mythics to make good decks right now. But man, I can imagine for some people it hasn't been as fun, because also some of them are a lot more annoying than I thought they were going to be. Sheltered by Ghosts is honestly my most disliked of the powerful uncommons, just because it's such a painful card to deal with. But I'm not going to lie, I'd probably be a hypocrite if I didn't say I'd hate all of them. I do like Monstrous Rage, but of course I happen to be an aggro player, so that's kind of why I like it. But I can totally understand why people are not fans of it. Oh good. Heartfire Hero again. Let's see if we can get around it, though. Actually, hold on one second. We'll wait. Holding my horses here, everybody. Let's see if our opponent starts pumping. If they start pumping, then we'll take it out. The good news, at least with this hand, is we have the Afterburner expert, so maybe we can get off with this. Okay. So. Sorry, opponent. Denied. You can pump your creature up as much as you want, but we'll take 1 point of damage. Phew! Okay. Okay, they did fizzle, which is great for us. So with that, let us play Grease Wrench Goblin. All right, opponents. 3 cards in hand.
It's time to
Now it's really time to duel. But yeah, I guess I would ask that to other people out there. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the uncommon situation. I know some people have been complaining that uncommons are getting a little too strong. I don't play draft that much. I've heard from people that play draft and limited that I've talked to. They absolutely hate it because it kind of warps part of those when you're kind of drafting. But yeah, just it's been an interesting time right now for the game. I'll definitely say that. We'll swing here. Down to 18. Sacrifice this now. We need a green source. So let's go ahead and see if we can pull one out. And pass. Cleric, but I'm still baffled how Sheltered by Ghost got past Q&A concerning the limited power level and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I hate that card so much. It, like, I look at it and I go, ah, every single time. Every single time I've been playing aggro, it always shows up. And it really does hose aggro decks so much. But, yeah. Wizards, once again, has been kind of questionable with their balancing. And I'm honestly a little scared for the Final Fantasy set. Because the Final Fantasy set, even though its power level is probably going to be not as high as, say, Lord of the Rings, you absolutely know they have to make it somewhat powerful. You can't make, like, Final Fantasy characters absolutely weak. So that's what I'm a little concerned about. But we're still a couple months away from that. I hope that at least cons... At least I hope the Tarkir set will be fun. So that's what I'm hoping for. Let's throw away this Afterburner Expert. Draw a card. Okay. Well, see, now our deck is kind of doing stuff, right? We'll put down Mountain. Boom Scholar. So as you can see, this is now what you want the deck to do. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. That's one. I don't play limited, but I bet it sucks. Yeah, at some point, I don't know, and I'm probably going to put it to a vote with everybody later on, maybe on YouTube. Let me know. We haven't actually done a stream where I draft. Would you guys like to see me do a draft? Even though I'm probably the worst drafter ever. But let me know. I'm totally open to doing that. I mean, honestly, I've been trying to just figure out, like, maybe some new content we can do. We haven't done any drafts at all on this channel. So maybe that might be something we can look into. But it's up to you guys what you want to see. Okay, down to 6. Ugh. But man, we're so close though. Okay, how do we do this? Okay. Elvish Refueler. Opponent is out of gas though, so that's kind of, if you will, I guess you could say they're exhausted. Oh, you guys, you know that was funny. You know that was funny. Okay, so with that, let us pass here. All right, feeling good. Come on, opponents. Okay, pumping up the mouse. Okay. Are we going to be in danger right here? Oh, and then for those that are unaware, I had to kind of disable the little sound effects I did for previous streams because it kept messing up my computer and also would kind of mess around with the setup. In case if you were wondering why we don't have those sound effects right now. I'll see if I can try to fix it, hopefully later when I'm feeling better, by the way. Lightning Strike. Oh, on the after? I mean, okay. I guess that's fine. Okay, so, is there a way out of this? Double block. Sacrifice a land. Not for really any value. I'm just trying to get stuff going. Did we survive? I don't... My math is not good right now. Okay. Okay. Down to 2. Was that enough? Okay, a land. Heh. I guess you are now cooking with gas. Yes. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Ugh, it hurts to laugh. Oh. Sorry. Still funny, but it hurts to laugh right now. Okay. Can we get out of this? Okay, so I think we might barely survive here. So, if we can exhaust here, we can get back to Afterburner Experts, and maybe that'll be enough to get around our opponent. Our opponent is gonna go off here still. Beyond annoying. Nice, everyone. If you told me a year ago that we were gonna get dominated by the creature type mouse, I probably would have never believed it. Seriously. It's been... Oh, come on. Really? Ah! You know what? I'm going to exhaust just because. So this is what you want the deck to do, but... yeah, we got cooked again. Oh, man. Dang. Well, I guess we ran out of gas there. Ouch. Ouch. That hurt, by the way. Okay. Okay, you know what? Maybe let's try this deck in best of 3 on budget first, and then we'll go to non-budget once we get to the halfway point. Okay. It's fine. We're going to try best of 3 standard range. So we're going to still do the exhausted deck. We have an upgraded version already. But again, as a reminder, if you want to see a list of both, I'll be glad to put those in, of course, the details of the stream once we are done with the stream, by the way. All right. Let's try here. All right, all right, all right. Opponents, show me what you got.
Time to do.
Okay, so the good news is we have an Afterburner Expert we can throw away at some point. We do have the right lands to cast the Grease Wrench Goblins. We need green sources, though, however. Let's see if we can get there. The good news, of course, is even if we lose this first one, we can have adjust our game plan accordingly. Let's try that. Opponents? You there? Hello? Opponent? Leyline Axe, okay. So our opponent is going to try to go a little... oh, Hinterland Heart. Okay, wait, what, the Leyline Axe? I'm very confused. What are they playing? Wait, what are you playing, opponents? Okay. I guess we'll figure it out. Grease Wrench Goblin. Let's win it. Playing Dimir Poison for Explorer works pretty well. I would assume it does. Poison, I mean, definitely that's the kind of archetype that works very well on a budget. Okay. Our opponent is, I guess they're a life gain deck. Alright, well, that's fine, I suppose. We can get around that. Not a big deal for us. We're going to wait for a second here. If that Leyline Axe goes on anything, we'll take out the creature. You gonna do it, opponents? I figured. Alright. Okay, they gain their life. Do they swing? So, sorry, opponents. Your Hawk's going to be grounded. Too bad. Okay, so in the meantime, how... okay. Grease Wrench Goblin again. Sacrifice the escape tunnel. We get out a green source. No attacks yet. Dense one. I remember that 3 people in a row conceded. I guess people aren't fond of getting sick. Oh, trust me. After the surgery, not gonna lie, it's... yeah. No one likes getting sick. Wait, what did I say? I realized I just kind of misconstrued 2 things. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. No one, of course, I guess likes to feel... again, let me set this up. Hold on. Wow, my brain's scrambled right now. Okay, I guess you could say... your deck is very toxic. Ah? Oh, come on, that was funny. Okay, we're going to draw here. Okay, so here's how we do this. I think we will Bloodfell Caves, gain some life. And we will... I think we'll still pass here. So we get another card, which is kind of nice. Our opponent's going to try to drain us here. Oh, there you go. You knew that was funny. Johnny's Pridemate. Oh. Another annoying card we have to deal with, but that's okay. We'll find a way around it, everybody. Healer's Hawk. They're all in on life gain. So here's how we do this. If they swing, we can block for now. Opponent? Anything? No, nothing. Okay. So, let's see. I guess we'll just do 1 activation. And then we have to discard a card. We'll throw away the escape tunnel, draw a card. We do get hit though, so that's annoying, but it's fine. So here's what we do. Big swing here. Whatever opponent tries to do, we will just have to go with the consequences after the fact. Let's try to... down to 20. So, let's see. We will sacrifice... an Afterburner Expert and the Grease Wrench Goblin. Opponent's got to lose 2, though. Losing 2 cards with them should hurt them just enough. Obviously, they're probably going to keep the Pride Mate, Scrawling Crawler, and I would guess either Healer's Hawk or Leonin Vanguard. One of those 2. Let's see what they pick. What are you picking, opponents? Yeah, it's not looking good for me. Oh, hello there, my new fiery friend, Poco, Colo. Wait, I'm so sorry. I cannot pronounce that. Can I just say Poco for short? Is that okay? But yeah, I guess you could say I'm exhausting my game plan here. But yeah, life gain, still annoying. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we lost again. But this is okay. This is best of 3 now. So we do at least have options around this. So while this is a loss for us, it's okay. Once again, oh, come on, Wizards. You got to fix this UI nonsense here. Look at this. Several years and they're still having issues with this. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. We'll try not to think about that too much right now. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Any case, let's see. So with what our opponent is doing, we're going to need, of course, a lot of removal to take him out. So let's see. What do we get out here? I guess the Rankles Prank doesn't help us too much here. We want straight removal. It's a simple name. You're not wrong. But sometimes I fumble with my words. And I do apologize for that. Because sometimes, even when I'm recording my stuff, I fumble a lot with words. So I'll try to get it down as best I can. Any case, okay. So let's see. What do we want right here that takes down our opponent? So I think, we want, maybe the Broodheart Engine's gone. Let's see. Burst Lightning can come in to take out those early threats. And then Betrayer's Bargain. Maybe the Choking Miasma, I think. We'll do that. Let's try that. Okay, so a lot of removal going into this match here. All the removal in the world. Okay. Poco, Moco, Loco. Yay, I got it. Only just took me a second there. Sorry. Again, my brain is a little scrambled, but I do apologize for that. Poco, Moco, Loco. Poco, Moco, Loco. Okay, I got it. I got it. I don't know why it took me a while to kind of look at that, so apologies. Okay, game 2 of this match. Can we beat our opponent here? We do have now a lot of removal. So hopefully this should be enough just to kind of get us around their game plan. Some of it, of course, will force us to kind of lose a couple of creatures, but that's a small price to pay to keep them in control. Let's see if we can do it. All right, so with that, Mountain, Grease Wrench Goblin. Starting it off. Dan Splinnet. Also, question for you. Any tips for black, small wraths for sideboard? Currently using Malicious Eclipse. I mean, Malicious Eclipse already kind of works well for you. I mean, if you want more copies that are similar, I mean, there's Cry the Carnarium. It does the same thing. -2/-2 until end of turn and exile stuff. So, I mean, that's probably your best option for you. No attacks yet. I mean, are you just looking for a -2/-2 kind of Wrath? Or are you looking for a -1/-1 Wrath? Are you looking for sorcery, instant speed? There's not that many instant speed options, but there are a couple. Kind of just depends on what you were trying to do. Okay, Rugged Highlands again. Okay, so in this case here... Bravo, translation. View Crazy Booger. That's cute, by the way. Alright, so... here's how we do this. Our opponents... so we got a Betrayer's Bargain ready to go here. Hopefully, that should stop their Ajani's Primate from getting a little too cheeky. Do they play the Axe? Do they cast a card? Oh, they have another one? Ugh. Okay. I want to see if they swing. Most likely they will. But we're going to need more removal ASAP. Leonin Vanguard. Okay, so we got to do it here, unfortunately. We lose our creature here, but we take out their Johnny's Primate. Just one. So it buys us time. But we're going to need more to wrap them. Okay, Escape Tunnel. Doesn't help us out too much here, but we'll try. Let us... actually, Afterburner Expert. It's a big creature, so that should be fine for now. sack. Escape tunnel should get getting us... I think we'll get a black source, get a swamp. Okay, we go from there. Okay. In my deck, there's only 3 Planeswalkers, 1 Narset, and 2 Vraska's Betrayer Sting. Okay. That's what you're trying to do. Oh, come on, opponents. The Shelter by... See? This is, again, another card that absolutely is just destroying Standard right now. Sheltered by Ghosts. Solid removal. And there we go. Ugh. I don't know, everyone. I don't know if we can get around this now. We'll try. Dredger's Insight. I mean, at best we can try to maybe mill, or at least get 1 creature back. Oh, we can't cast anything. Okay. We can gain the life, but it's just not enough. Dang. Alright. Let's give this deck one more try on a budget in best of 3, and then maybe we'll go from there. Maybe this deck is better in... Maybe this deck is better actually non-budget. I don't know. We'll give it a try in just a little bit here. Let's get, again, one more shot here. Because right now... Dang, this deck is just not doing it today. Maybe the exhaust mechanic was not as good as I thought, or maybe I didn't build correctly with it. I don't know. You tell me, everybody. I'm not honestly feeling the exhauster right now, but we'll give it one more shot in best of 3, and we'll try the upgraded version. I would think maybe if we had a better land base, maybe the deck will do better, but we'll try. Poco Moco Loco, is this game pay to win? Sometimes it feels that way, depending on where you're playing the game. But honestly, I've played several streams. I've been playing the game for years, and I can tell you right now, there's definitely a lot of fun decks you can play that actually do sometimes get around metas, and they're not that expensive. It just kind of depends on how you build your deck. Obviously, I play all kinds of decks, so that's why some of my decks look terrible. Some of them actually do really well, but it really just depends. I would say kind of just the meta, the archetype you might be building into, things like that. But there are ways you can definitely play on a budget and still be very successful if you want to play competitively. Just all depends on what you're trying to do. Obviously, when I play these streams, my intention is just to show off fun decks that aren't that expensive. So it's never my intention really to actually play at a competitive level. But if I really wanted to, I actually could be competitive. I just choose not to. It's been a while. But at some point, if you guys want to see me actually play a serious meta deck, let me know. It's been a while, so I might be a little rusty. Pretty rusty. But I think I can still hang with it if I actually got serious. In any case, okay, so our opponent is playing Market Gnome, so I'm guessing they're an artifact deck. Yep. Zorius artifacts. That's going to be a thing. That's okay. I think we can get around this still. If nothing else, we could definitely do it in best of 3. Alright, the Enigma Jewel. Okay, definitely an artifact deck. So, we need to find a way to get around their stuff, but they're going to take a while. Draconautics Engineer, okay. Let's play first Elvish Refueler. Okay, we'll see. Dense Planet, just find what you like and stick to it. You know myself, and sure as well Inferno knows what I play. So you go figure. Yeah, and honestly, I've played now across almost like a year of streaming again, and this channel has been going on for 4.5 years. I can definitely say I played enough stuff where I can confidently say you can play whatever you want, however your style is, and you definitely can find success, no matter what you play. If you want to play a more controlling style of gameplay, if you're looking to play super aggro, whatever you want, that's kind of why I like this game. This is why I like Magic. You can really express yourself any way you want in this game. I mean, for crying out loud, we actually had some fun success over the weekend when I played a deck that was literally just themed around female character art in cards. And some way, somehow, we got some wins with it, so it does work. And again, that deck wasn't meant to be serious. It just happened to be something that I put together for fun. It all depends on what you want to do. All depends. Claraput, could you make budget Golgari food deck with Wilds of Eldraine and Forge mechanic for Bloombro? You know what? I actually never did. I don't think I ever did put together a Forge deck with squirrels. I mean, the closest we got was we did play a squirrel a deck a while ago on stream, but maybe I think we can. Ghost Vacuum. Oh. Ugh, that might be a problem for us. We'll see, though. Okay. Elvish Refueler. Okay, so here's how we do this. Escape Tunnel. I think we'll Rankle's Prank things here. But we'll see what our opponent does first. I want to see if I can get cheeky here. Anything, opponents? Do you block? Free damage? Come on, opponents. What do you... Okay, they do block. Okay. So this doesn't matter too much for us because we have a Rankle's Prank right here. And we're going to make the... Let's see. Sacrifice. And then discard. So this means they're going to be forced into a spot where... I guess we'll also lose 2 life. Okay. So... So we're going to kind of force ourselves now to top deck along with them. Okay, they exile. Annoying, but it's fine. Okay, so in that case, Elvish Refueler, Bitter Triumph, go. So they lose their creatures. They do draw a card off of that. Annoying, but this is fine. Then split it. I played around with some jank mechanics, Planeswalker or anything else, but it was still fun. Yeah. It really just depends on your style. But you definitely can do whatever you want in this game. And that's kind of why I love the game. But yeah, I mean, we can... But yeah, Clara, just to kind of go back to your thought, I definitely think maybe we could probably look at some mechanics we haven't tried at all yet. There's definitely so much I've been wanting to do. I just don't have enough time to do them all. Well, yeah, maybe we'll see. I'll have to kind of, I guess you could say, forage around my collection to see what we can do. All right, now we're in top deck mode, so it's going to be a little slow for a bit, everybody. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. Okay, opponent is going to keep Ghost Vacuuming, but don't worry. After this, we'll go with a non-budget build, and we'll see how well a non-budget version of Exhaust can do. There is also a deck that I've been wanting to put together, and it uses a character I absolutely hate. I don't like Loot, and I know Wizards is trying to push Loot as the new mascot for Magic, but I want to see if we can put together a Loot deck. Maybe. We'll see if I can pull that off. Elvish Refueler. Okay, nothing yet in the graveyard. Alright, our only threats. Can this be enough against our opponent? We shall see. They Ghost Vacuum again. So I'm guessing they're going to try to get their shenanigans off with Ghost Vacuum. Simulacrum Synthesizer. Ooh. That's going to make some... constructs. Can we get around that, though? We'll see. And so the other deck ideas I had were Pure Saga deck for Explorer. Okay. I wonder how that would go. It's... I mean, we played a Saga deck, too. But it was okay. Wasn't the best, by the way. Maybe we could try it again. At least in maybe a 60-card version. Grim Bauble. Alright. That -2's here, but doesn't really kill it, so that's okay. Alright, opponents. So, pay 3 life, get rid of that construct. They do go up to speed 2, that's okay. Not a big deal, though. Oof, yeah. Ouch. And there's a couple other decks I've been wanting to look at again, but I haven't had time to. That, I think have gotten some sweet upgrades for the previous decks. But we'll get there. In the meantime, let me swing. Opponent has shields down, so they have no cards, and they're tapped out. So now's our chance to finally start getting a little aggro here. The good news is this mechanic here should be able to then hopefully maybe carry us. That's fun. Think of it as a heavy version of the bounce deck. Ah, okay. I see what you're doing there. Ugh. Oh, these constructs. I do like the synthesizer card a lot, but it's such an expensive card. Man, I would love to own a copy of this, but it's just so expensive. I think this is like right now a $50 card if you manage to get a copy on paper. Ugh. Man, Magic's so expensive. Oh, and then speaking of expensive, has anybody been successful in... Has anybody pre-ordered in paper if anybody was interested? Have anybody here gotten the Final Fantasy cards? I honestly pre-ordered the day that they debuted some of the previews, and everything is sold out. Like, everything has gotten ridiculous. As if, honestly, the Pokemon scalpers have now become Magic scalpers. Oh, jeez. Alright. One here is going off. Ugh. We're in the danger zone. I don't think we're going to survive the next hit here. Even with the Rankle's Prank, it's just not enough. All right, Jungle Hollow. We'll gain some life. Force them to sacrifice 2 creatures. They'll lose 2 creatures, but it's just not enough. We'll go to game 2 here. I just wanted to sacrifice these just because. And we'll go. It's okay, everybody. Don't worry. We'll go now to game 2, and we need to definitely throw in Terra Sunders. These will help us out a lot. Let's see, what else we need? We need... What else do we need from them? I don't know if we need the Betrayer's Bargain. Yeah, that thing is nuts, and it bolts. Poco Moco Loco. I heard about a multiplier rat deck. Is that a thing? Yes, there is definitely a rat deck you can put together. I mean, there's definitely several powerful rats you can build. It's actually been a while since we've also done a rat deck too. I have so many ideas right now that are fluttering in my head from all of you kind of just throwing stuff out there. Let me see if I could just try to find time to put some stuff together. Because there's so many cards right now that I've been wanting to build around, and as always, I feel so overwhelmed because I just don't have all the time in the world. But we will try. Thanks for bringing that up, though. I'm definitely going to look into that. Okay, so what do we do here? The Terror Sunders definitely are going to come in, but that's just not enough against them. We need something else. I don't know if the Betrayer's Bargain is going to do anything, or maybe the Burst Lightning. Or maybe Herbo Repossession? I don't know. It's not looking too good for us here, but we'll try. We will try. So let's see. I guess we'll trim the 3 Broodheart engines. And I think we'll maybe have to just go from there. I don't know what else we can bring in, though. I mean, the Betrayer's Bargains and everything are fine, I guess. Maybe those? And then maybe trim 2 Elvish Refuelers? I don't know. Still not feeling too good about this matchup. We'll try. We'll try. Either way, win or lose, after this, we'll go non-budget, and we'll see how well it can really do if we kind of go a lot more powerful. Okay? Alright, so, got the Betrayer's Bargain. Elvish Refueler, alright. Don't quite have what we need specifically, but that's okay. We'll make it work. We're going to make it work, everybody. Mountain. The Saga cards were released since when? Oh, Saga cards made their debut when we went back to Dominaria. Just straight Dominaria. Not Dominaria United, which came out like 2 years ago. Just regular Dominaria. I think that set was 2018, so 6 years ago. Wow, has it been that long already? Good lord, I'm getting old. Any case, yeah, 2018, I believe, is when they made the Saga mechanic a thing. So that's where it debuted. Really awesome card mechanic, though. I do like that for enchantments. It's actually a really sweet idea. I like what it does. And then ever since then, Sagas were beloved so much by the community. Little by little, they've been incorporating more Saga cards into other sets. So it's actually been pretty sweet to see. First, we will play Elvish Refueler. But it's going to crack the Fable Passage. Okay. We have a Broodheart engine, so we can start filling our graveyard with stuff we don't need, but the Ghost Vacuum is going to be very annoying to deal with. We'll see. Can we get around this? We've been looking for 1 win today. We have not been able to get a single win. But that's okay. Sometimes, if nothing else, these are all fun learning experiences for us. Like, I've learned that Exhaust is... It's an okay mechanic, by the way. Not the best, but it's okay. But I think I know the key piece to making this mechanic do a lot better. But we'll talk about that once we get to the upgraded version. Okay, we'll swing. Do you block opponents? Activates. Get that counter on. Okay. Market Gnome dies. Draws a card. 10 Splinter. We are getting Saga creatures from Final Fantasy, by the way. Yes, we are. One of them looks really cool, but I'm guessing we're probably going to get some absolutely busted stuff. I know we are definitely going to. That also kind of creates a question for me. I've actually never played a mainline Final Fantasy game. Should I play a Final Fantasy game? Maybe I should play one on stream. Let me know. Should we play Final Fantasy on stream just for maybe like a fun day where just a non-Magic stream? I've been trying to ask other
Some of y'all out there, if you guys would like to see me maybe do some, I don't know, maybe some exclusive content for those of you that are subscribed to the channel, or some of you can participate in non-Magic streams. Maybe just, again, just for the one of those days where we can just have some fun and just kind of play around with whatever. I don't know. I'll think about that still. I've been wanting to do it, though. All right, opponents. All right. I guess we'll start pumping this up as we can. Play Final Fantasy VII. And also, do I play Warhammer? Actually, I haven't played Warhammer. My nephew is obsessed with Warhammer, though. He loves Warhammer, by the way. Although, fun fact, the Warhammer Commander decks that came out for Magic, what was it, a couple years ago? I bought the Necron one, because that one honestly looked cool. I was like, oh, this looks like a cool deck. I just didn't realize, though, when I bought it for 50 bucks, man, if you try to find it now, it is worth, I think, like $70 to $80. Man, that's crazy. But I guess it was something that fans really wanted, so I heard actually it did really well. But yeah, play Final Fantasy VII? Yeah, I've been trying to look at, like, okay, if I was to jump into any Final Fantasy game, would it be 7? I was told also 8. Play 9 if I want to play, like, a pseudo-classic but still kind of modernized version of it. I was also told just start at the beginning and maybe play one of the old ones. I was even told to play, what is that, 10? 12? There's so many out there. I don't know which one. Oh, Poe. Thanks for the subscription. Appreciate that, my fiery friend. Thanks again for joining us now. Now you are a real fiery friend. Old School Magic, over on Instagram. Also started following me from Instagram. Thanks again for that. Appreciate that, my fiery friend. Welcome, of course. Okay, so let's see. Okay. We have to find a way around this. So I'm going to pay 3 life, and we got to get rid of that construct, by the way. We just can't get those here. Okay, construct down. Gunsman, were there any cards that reanimate enchantments? I mean, technically, that's a good question, actually. I think there are some cards that do bring back enchantments. We do definitely have those in the game. I don't know if they're in Arena, though. But if you go through maybe the Magic website and kind of look at what they have, I think you might find something there. Bring in Broodheart Engine. So we'll see. But yeah, I think if you go through that, you might be able to find something. We swing here. Opponents? That's fine. Blocking the Goblin. Down to 11. Okay. Some way, somehow, we're still hanging in there. Maybe the deck is not as bad as I thought it was. Ghost Vacuum. And our stuff. Num num num. Alright. Prophetic Prism. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Got the resolve. Oops. And resolve again. Alright. Opponent is at 11. We're at 19. Some way, somehow, we're kind of in control of it, so this is kind of nice. Let's see. I guess I'll ask that question to other people out there. So, since I don't know too much about Final Fantasy, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know of the characters. I just haven't actually sat down and played the games. That's not to say I don't play RPGs. I do play RPGs, or at least I used to. The last RPG I really, really liked, and I don't know if anybody here actually remembers it. If anybody knows Shadow Hearts, that was an amazing set of RPGs. Probably my favorite PlayStation 2 series. Man, those were fun games. But yeah, the series sadly doesn't really exist per se. But I would say for that, man, if they brought back like another game in that series, I would absolutely love it. Oh, jeez. Okay, so here's how we do this. Well, if they're gonna exile our stuff, we might as well just sacrifice the card. So, Elvish, Elf goes bye-bye. But if nothing else, we get rid of their barricade. So that's gone. It's now a 7/7. Okay, upkeep. They're probably going to eat whatever we throw in there, so that's going to be annoying. But that's okay. Okay. We don't need the swamp. We need a creature. We need something. Okay, Dredger's Insight. Let's see if we can do this. Dredger's Insight. If they try to Ghost Vacuum, we also can use Broodheart on the stack. Either way. Yes, when Saga Deck's win con is definitely a value attrition type. It is. You kind of have to just keep grinding it out. Okay. I saw that Suikoden came to Steam not too long ago. I've heard of Suikoden, but again, the only hard part with me with RPGs is just they are very time consuming. And I guess you could say as you get older, because I'm not going to lie, this fireball is old. Like, we're talking like this fireball is turning, no, I'll say, good Lord, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. This fireball is turning 40 this summer, so I am very old, by the way. At least by the standards of most players out there. No attacks, by the way. But, despite that, some way, somehow, I managed to make time to actually like do things like stream. Don't ask how I do it. And I still have a full-time job elsewhere. But I guess you could say the person behind this fireball tries to do his best to manage the streams, even though it gets a little clunky at times. Poco Moco Loco. You should play Legend of Dragoon, top tier RPG. Oh, I've heard of that one too. Ugh, down to 10. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Okay, Rankle's Prank is okay, but it's just not enough now. I mean, I could do this now. Make him discard. Make him sacrifice. I mean, we held our best as much as we could, everyone, but it's just not enough for us here. We tried. That's an old classic JRPG like Secret of Mana and Chrono Trigger. Oh yeah, and I know Chrono Trigger just had, I think this year is the 30th anniversary of the game. I hear that's probably one of the best RPGs you could ever play. Chrono Trigger, I never played that one. I know you can get it on Switch. I kind of been meaning to kind of recollect a lot of RPGs I missed when I was younger. Only just because when I was younger, by the time those RPGs came out, I mean, I was at a point where I just couldn't afford them. I had to kind of pick and choose what I needed. Down to 1. Okay. Opponent's kind of just toying with us at this point. You sound like a mid-90s baby, am I right? Oh, Pokemon, you're also 40. Okay, well that doesn't make me feel so bad. At least now I don't feel like the old man that just plays games and just never grew up. But you know what? I love playing games. I've been playing video games since I was like 6. My first game, and this of course will date me, but first video game I ever played was Tetris on the old Game Boy, the original Game Boy. I even still have my own box. At some point maybe I'll do a video of like my collection of stuff behind me from my desk. I definitely want to do that. So yay! I don't feel so bad now. Okay. Dang. Let's see. All right. Can we do this here? Is there a way out of this? No, there's nothing in the yard we can get. All right. I'll just cut it here. We tried, everybody. Okay. Dang, just couldn't make it. Still on a losing streak today, but don't worry, everybody. I don't want to give up. Never stay negative. Got to stay positive in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Enough of playing with the budget one. We're now going to see how well we can do with a non-budget version of this deck. Let's get serious now for a second. So, let's give a quick little rundown for the upgraded version I have proposed to everybody. So, this version here, and ignore the terrible UI that Wizard's done here. Okay. I realized I didn't put together a sideboard for the upgraded one. That's okay. We'll figure out something for that. Okay. Otherwise, so for the upgraded version, I think the biggest thing we need, and this is going to be where the deck really will get much more powerful, is Agatha's Soul Cauldron. This card is insanely powerful in the right deck. So Agatha's Soul Cauldron, if you don't know, 2-mana legendary artifact. It says you could spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate abilities of creatures we control. So this helps us fix things a lot easier. Creatures we control with +1/+1 counters have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with the Soul Cauldron. So this can give us some insane value if we exile the right cards with the Cauldron. And this can help us, again, reiterate some of our used exhaust abilities with this card out. So this is what we're trying to strive for. Otherwise, most of the deck pretty much stays the same, but this key card makes a huge difference for us. As far as our mana base, we're going to definitely upgrade it now. So we have Thornspire Verge, Wastewood Verge, we have Blazemire Verge. We're going to use some Blooming Marshes to kind of get with the rest of our fixing. And we'll just still keep a couple of regular basic lands just to make sure the Verge lands go off. Sideboard, I kind of messed up here, but we'll see if we can try to fix this real quick. So sideboard, we definitely can now get some much more stronger stuff. So I think that's what we're going to do now. So in other words, in order for us to get around things, we need better things that can just deal with what our opponents have been throwing at us. So first off, we need a better Wrath. Let's get some Deadly Cover-Ups. We'll put those in there. All right, and then with the mechanic here, we're going to need maybe some better Graveyard Hate. So oh yes, we'll definitely need a lot of Enchantment Hate. We definitely need a ton for that. Let's see. First off, let's get Ghost Vacuum. We'll throw in 2 Soul Guide Lanterns and a single Ghost Vacuum. So for Artifact and Enchantment Hate, we'll get a whole set of Terra Sunder. But I think we're going to need more than that. Let's see. Is there anything that blows up all enchantments and artifacts? Let me check real quick. Wait, did I spell that wrong? Oops. Okay. As I said before, I'm not the best speller. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Okay, so this is really the only card. Cease and Desist destroys all artifacts and enchantments. Maybe this might be best for us. We can cast it. It's hybrid, so maybe that might be our best option there. Oh, okay. So your first game was Contra? That's cool. That's awesome. Love Contra, by the way. I love 3. I played that so many times. I still have a copy on my Super Nintendo somewhere in my house. Okay, so any case, let's see. I guess Cease and Desist might be our best option here. It is castable by our deck because we still have green and black mana, so this should be fine, right? Okay. Let's see. We have 4 Terror Sunder, Deadly Cover-Up. We got Wraths now. We have more Enchantment and Artifact Hate, so we have a ton. But what else do we want? Hold on. Let me check if there's an exhaust creature or whatever that maybe... Oh, actually, hold on. Adrenaline Jockey? This can definitely hurt decks that try to go off on our turns. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so while I'm trying to figure this out, question real quick for everybody out there. Yeah, what was your first video game? I would like to know that from everybody. What was your first game? Besides Magic, first video game you ever played. How old were you? What system were you on? Let me know. I would love to hear from you guys about that. Okay, in the meantime, while I'm doing that, you know what? Let's see. I feel like Adrenaline Jockey might help us at least slow down other decks out there. I don't know. What do you think I'm missing, everybody? So we have now Artifact Enchantment Hate, a Wrath for that. We have Terra Sunders for spot removal. Deadly Cover-Up is our big Wrath. Or maybe, hold on. I would say maybe... What else do we want? Or maybe a Gix command might be better for us. That might help us out a little bit. Try Gix command. Okay. Again, not refined. We're just going with whatever I feel might be best for us. But, or that, or... Actually, hold on. I think I have a better idea here. Cut the Adrenaline Jockey. And we'll bring in... What is it? Haywire Might, I think, might be better for us. So bring in literally all the Artifact and Enchantment Hate. We have plenty of creatures, so that's not the problem for us. We just got to deal with other stuff. Okay. All right, let's try this one now. Feeling good about this one. We'll start with Best of 1, Standard Ranked, Exhaust Upgrades. Okay, let's see. Is this going to be a better version? We'll find out now. Let's see. Okay, let's try this now, everybody. Hopefully this will be better for us. Okay, so with that, okay, so we got the Blooming Marsh, but nothing else yet, so let's mulligan. Okay, I think this should be good here. Let's keep this hand. We will put back the Rankle's Prank. And then we will Blooming Marsh. Okay, opponent, show me what you got. We're doing better this time around, everyone. I'm feeling it. Duress. So that means we'll lose Bitter Triumph, most likely. Oh, they got the Dredger's Insight. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's a choice. Well, let's see if that hurts us. Okay, we got another Dredger's Insight, which is good. Mill. Okay, so we did get our land, so let's get out... Get the Blazemire Verge. Get that. And we go from there. Oh, maybe I should have gotten the other one too. That's okay. So our opponent's going to take down with Liliana, which is annoying, but that's okay. We can throw away our Afterburner Expert because that's actually what we wanted. Waste Not Verge. We will pay the 3 life, get rid of Liliana. So she's gone. Okay, so our opponent is playing mono black. And I kind of realized I kind of fumbled a little bit on the lands there. Opponent's got a Duress, but it doesn't really do anything to us. Momentum Breaker. Another powerful card, by the way. Throw away the Goblin. There we go. Much better. Okay, so... Here's how we do this. Oh, wait. We can't do anything just yet. Oh, dang it. Alright, opponent has the cut down. I'm playing myself here. Okay. Nothing yet. But we're pretty much now in top deck mode for us and our opponent here. So at least it's not like we're horrible. Deep Cavern Bat. Okay. Well, I guess I don't have a choice here. Take out the bat. For no real value. Okay. Blazemire Verge again. We'll wait. Wow, we're in top deck mode? Come on, deck. Give me something to work with here. Anything. Anything at all. Act as a Soul Cauldron. Well, I mean, something, I guess. The good news, at least against Mono Black, is they have no answers for artifacts, so this should be able to sit out the whole time. No big deal, right? Okay, opponent, 2 cards in hand. What do you got? What do you got? Bloodletter. Ugh. Not what I want to see right now, but we'll try, see if we can get around stuff. Let's start... I guess either Draconautics Engineer. Put that. Gain some life. Oh, come on, deck, really? I need a creature. Where are my creatures at? Can't tell me I can't get anything. No. I'm just going to start getting away with the game here. Absolutely disgusting, by the way. So we're going to take a huge hit here. Down to 11. Come on, deck. I need something. Down to 7 already. Okay, Rankle's Prank is not ideal, but I guess it's better than nothing. So here's how we do this. So we make them discard, and they have to sacrifice. So that means at least they lose 2 cards. So I guess it's something. Okay. If we can just get 1 creature with exhaust, we can get back into this fight, but, man, our deck really wants us to play in hard mode today. Okay, Ritual Chamber triggers. Still got an uphill battle. The 5, they get their max speed. Okay, awkwardly enough, we did not want the Afterburn Expert now, but I guess it's just something. So, alright, so here's how we do this. We will... exile there. It does give us life, though, so I guess that's helpful. And then, thankfully... So this is where Soul Cauldron now actually does its thing. So, Draconautics Engineer. Trigger. Pumps it. And then... we can also... wait, can we do anything else with it? Can't do anything yet. Wait, no. Okay. Dang. I realize now, like, even with this... oh. Come on! Just when we were about to finally mount a comeback there, our deck betrayed us. It's okay, everybody. But the good news the good news I would say now is the deck feels a lot more better because it's actually, I can actually cast stuff. So maybe the upgraded version is probably the better way to go. Though keep in mind, if you actually want to make this in paper, Aga's Soul Cauldron, I think, is like a $40 card right now, which is disgusting, again, for a standard card.
Poco Moco Loco, I didn't see that many creatures in your deck.
I mean, they're there, but they're kind of buried somewhere. Either way, don't worry, we'll get them. So let's keep what we got. Dense Limit. My first game I remember sinking a lot of time into is absolutely Borderlands 2 back when PS3 was cool. And that definitely reminds me, I am super old in compared to you, Dense Limit. I forget that you started gaming at a much different age than I did. All right, let's play the Goblin. Okay, opponents, bring it on.
It's time to
Bring it on. Removal? Nothing? Okay. Verge. Soul Cauldron. Opponent. We got the cut down. Annoying, but this is fine. We will eat our own grease. Alright. Okay. I mean, I'm Gen Z, so I was born in 2003. That's right, I remember we had this conversation. And I will remind myself that what was I doing in 2003? Oh, I was graduating high school. Wow. Super old, but I'm still here. Still do my thing. We will discard a card. Throw away a refueler. Take out the Preach. And we go from there. Well, yeah, that's right. You were just at that time super small. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. 3 cards now. Can we get there? Just want to see if we can pull this off. Something. Come on, deck. Okay, Grease Wrench Goblin. I guess that's fine. We'll eat another card that we have. We'll take the Refueler. And then we can pump it up. Okay, see? Deck is kind of doing its thing now. Sort of. We can just start pushing damage. We finally have some action going. We just need another land. A green source right now would be absolutely lovely. That's what I mean. The first card kind of to recur sagas is a Black Overlord from Duskmourn, I suppose. It's getting back to HQND, but still. Oh, they have a Phyrexian Obliterator. Oh, that's just disgusting. But we do have a way of getting around the Phyrexian Obliterator, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll see if we can get around it, though. It's not been our day for the exhaust mechanic. Is this a bad mechanic? Let me know, everybody. What do you think about the mechanic? And our... Ugh. Maybe I didn't put in the right lands. Maybe instead of Blooming Marshes, maybe I should have tried the Surveil lands. Maybe those might have been better lands for us. Oh, and they got a Tranquil... Oh, come on, really? You're main decking that? So that means we lose... We'll lose a lot of stuff in the yard, depending on what they pick. Okay, so at least here, I guess we just... Ugh. Dang. So we lost all of that. No. Sadness. Yes, as the kids say, Exhaust is feeling very mid. I honestly am not sure what to feel of this mechanic right now. It just doesn't feel like it's doing much of anything. I wanted to like the mechanic, but it just wasn't it's not turning out as well as I thought it was. I guess we can get back another Soul Cauldron. Play it again. We'll go from there. Okay. So, I'm assuming our opponent's going to be playing that Phyrexian Obliterator anytime soon. And there it is. Ugh. Not the best, but... I mean, we can kind of get around it. Sort of. If we can get to our hard removal, Phyrexian Obliterator is not a problem for us. Alright. Down to 3. Great. And Broodheart Engine doesn't do it. Alright, we concede again. Man. Alright. Yeah. This mechanic just hasn't been too hot at all. But that's okay. at least we'll definitely have a lot to talk about near the end of the stream. So again, as a friendly reminder, everyone, whatever you do, if you're still being entertained by the fact that I look like the worst Magic player in the world, be sure to like and subscribe so that way you don't miss on any of the booster pack openings, deck techs, live streams, and so much more. As you can see, we are multi-streaming across all kinds of platforms, so shout out to any one of you who've been watching across me, whether you're on Instagram or X, Twitch, or YouTube. I appreciate any and all support you provide for me. Of course, we try to do 2 streams a week whenever we can, so if you do want to check them out, you know how to find me. But even if you want to just stop by for a split second and say hi, I appreciate that still. Okay, so in the meantime, let's see if maybe with this one can do. So we'll get the Verge out. So one of the things I do like about this land, but also don't like, is like you have to have some kind of basic something or other, otherwise it kind of just doesn't function that well. So it does have its advantages and disadvantages versus the check lands. Okay, so let's see, what do we need here? Okay. We can't turn that on unless we get a swamp, which is awkward. But we need the forest. We'll just get the forest. It'll turn on the other stuff, so that's why we need it. Okay, swamp again. Oh, it's got nothing. Alright, that's fine. I guess we'll play an Afterburner Expert. If it gets blown up, it's not a big deal because we can bring it back. We'll see what our opponent does. Nowhere to run. Of course, they have the removal. Yeah, enchantments are just... they're just so good right now. Swamp. But I think I have an idea for our next deck. For sure. When we play on maybe Saturday. I think that's probably what I'm going to look at. Saturday will probably be our next stream. And I have an idea. We'll probably play a much more stronger format. But you know what? I think I want to play a little bit on the dark side, if you will. I'll be looking at possibly doing a something or other involving mono black. Stay tuned for that, though. All right, another Afterburner Expert. Down to 15. Play Afterburner Expert again. Okay, so even if these get blown up, the whole point, as you see, was we're trying to keep bringing them back. If our opponent runs out of fuel, though, hopefully we should be able to stop them. Shieldred's Edict. So they're definitely going to start blowing stuff up here. Poco Moco Loco, since I joined your stream, you haven't won a game. I'm bad luck. Oh, don't say that, my man. Honestly, I think I'm just terrible at deck building. I think that's probably what it is. Let's be honest. I've had many streams where I don't win at all. And there have been some streams where I've won like almost every single match. So you know what? It happens. It happens to the best of us. So I wouldn't put that on anybody. I would never blame any one of my viewers that you're bad luck. I just probably am not as good. So let's see. And then realistically, if we were to be very honest though, and serious for a second here, mostly it just comes down to the fact that most of my streams, I focus on playing budget decks. And when you play budget decks, you're going to have to take a lot of losses because budget decks are going to not be fairly matched up in ranked. Because when you're playing ranked, everyone's playing serious. At least that's how it seems. Or at least that's how it's mostly going to be looked at. So, don't look at it that way. It just really comes down to the fact that, you know, we always just have... we'll do all choices. So we will lose 4. They lose 4 as well. They'll lose their creature and they lose 2 cards. So this kind of hopefully keeps everything fair. Okay. They will get drained. They're down to 8. We're at 10. We just need 1 card with the exhaust mechanic to get us back in this fight. Unholy Annex again. All right. Opponent is getting greedy. Oh, they got a Bloodletter. Oh, come on. Throw that. Come on, deck. Okay. I guess that's something. Wait, can we even survive this? I mean... we can't even cast anything. Come on. I mean, I can bring 1 back. That's just not enough. We gain some life. They go down to 9. But they swing right here and they just beat us down no matter what. Yeah, mono black. Really good in standard right now. A little too good. Okay, so they unlock. Oh, hold on one second, everybody. Let's see if I can get something here. Hold on. And we lost. Hold on. I see something I gotta deal with real quick, everybody. Let me just try to handle this real quick. Wait, it's not letting me do it. There we go. Okay. Sorry. We had a little bit of an annoying little bot there. Say no to bots, kids. No to bots. Okay. Got rid of that. Phew. Okay. Moving on. Okay. So, you know what? Let's try best of 3 with this deck. I got one pack. Or maybe, actually, real quick, I'm going to do one small little tweak with this version. So, rather than using the Blooming Marsh, we're instead going to change the lands real quick. So the lands we're going to swap to are actually going to be the Surveil lands. I realize I don't have all of them. I don't want to spend 2. Okay, I got an idea. I guess we'll just do it this way. So we will do 1 here. And I guess we'll just do 1 here as well. And we'll give that a shot. Try best of 1 again, and we'll probably wrap up with this with best of 3, and we'll see how well it does. There we go. So just a small tweak right there. Just a small tweak, that should be enough. Dense Blender, I say Loot is the only one card that makes Exhaust playable. Well, I don't like Loot at all, but you probably are right. Maybe going into Jund was not the correct colors for this deck. I mean, I can look at this again in the future, but I had a different idea that I wanted to try if I was going to play with Loot, and that mostly comes down to, I guess you could say, looping Loot to then get as much value out of him as possible. But you're probably right. Maybe I just didn't build the deck correctly. That's okay, though. It happens. Okay, Optimistic Scavenger. Alright, and then we will play a Forest, and we'll go from there. Dense Blender, I still believe in Conspiracy of Rigged Shuffler. I was doing best of 3 and had to go to game 2, and I was forced to mulligan the 4 times, and yet the opponent didn't and lost anyway. Thanks, Arena. Yeah. Sometimes it does really feel that way, where you just try to do your best, and Arena sometimes literally will put you in the one matchup that hard counters your whole game plan. And it kind of makes you feel a little sad. But again, there have been times where I just feel like I'm running high on a nice win streak, and sometimes I feel like I'm just getting everything perfect. I don't know. Does anybody believe that conspiracy about the Shuffler? At least in best of 1 or best of 3, or maybe both versions. Alright, in the meantime, until then, Boom Scholar. Do you have counters, opponents? Do you have removal? I know they have something in hand. They got to. Otherwise, okay, tap Momentum Breaker. Oh, there's removal. So that means we will lose our Boom Scholar. Not a big deal, I guess. We can still recast things later. Alright. Opponents. What else you got? Nurturing Pixies, so that means we get to reuse their stuff. So that means they'll bounce back the Momentum Breaker. Again, annoying. But this is fine. We'll still find ways to get around this. The good news, of course, is we have a Rankle Spring, so that should hopefully slow our opponent down. Maybe, just a little bit. Swamp. Rankle Spring. Force them to then sacrifice 2. Do we want to discard, though? No, just force them to lose creatures. Alright. Board is clear. We'll go from there. Dense Planet. So what is it about the whole Gary, aka Grey Merchant of Asphodel? Why Gary? That is a good question. I never took the time to actually look up what was the reason for that. I mean, there's several cards in the game where players, old school players,
Don't worry, Pom.
well, at least most old school players, have a story with it. So I know Gary,
Just try to keep.
I guess, I don't know if it's meant to be like a mispronunciation of Grey Merchant. You used to say instead of Grey, you say Gary. Or maybe, I don't know, like someone else out there probably should help me with this one because this is something I don't recall too well. Okay, we'll eat. I guess we'll eat the Boom Scholar. Put it on the Engineer. Okay, if our opponent's going to swing, we'll see if they do it. Or they might force us to sacrifice a Momentum Breaker. Yep. Momentum Breaker forcing us to sacrifice. Terrible, by the way. Opponents, what else you got? Opponents? This town ain't big enough. Okay, so this is the other powerful uncommon here. This town ain't big enough. Absolutely disgusting card, by the way, but it does very effective. Never would have thought this card also would have been a powerhouse. No blocks, by the way. I do know the amps. Oh, you're also mentioning what is it? Oh, I just remember what it was called there. I know which card you're talking about because I actually use that phrase too, Dense Planet. So Sad Robots, aka the simulacrums. Wow, I could not say it right now. Yeah, I know which card you're talking about. It's a 4-mana artifact creature. But I think it's because one of the artwork, one of the variants, kind of makes him look like he looks very sad. So I think that's why they just call him Sad Robot. Good question on that one, though. Okay, so I think we still have a way of getting around this. Here's how we do this. Soul Cauldron. We will eat the Refueler. Pump up here. Attack Kaito.
Don't run from danger.
So he only has 1 loyalty, which is good for us. I don't think our opponent's going to have a Wrath. So Momentum Breaker, that's fine. We will lose Afterburner Expert. Because we can bring him back, so that's not a big deal. There we go. Solemn Simulacrum. So yeah, the artwork on one version of him makes him look like a sad robot. So that's kind of where the origin of that comes from. Not sure about Gary, though. And there's another card, I think it's Dark Confidant. There's one version of him that people just call him Bob. Just Bob. So, yeah. Definitely Magic has had some weird nicknames for cards over the years. Let's see. What do we want here? I guess we can... that. We can... exhaust. Brings back the Afterburner Expert. Throw away the Verge. Okay. And then from there... okay. Pump up everything. Let's put another counter on it. Okay. Alright, so... swing, swing. Do you block, opponent? Jund him out. Also, do you remember? Yep. Jund him out, I remember, was an old school phrase that when you played these colors, back when in the modern format, Jund, i.e. black, red, and green, created one of the most efficient style of decks out there. And also, it was actually a really good deck. I actually put together, I think last year, we actually put together a variation of it, which would have been considered the modern version then, today. You technically can put together the old school deck in Arena, but it's just not as good as it used to be, because the value we get from so many other cards now just kind of outvalues it, if you will. The opponent is going to keep bouncing stuff here. They bounce back the Momentum Breaker. That's okay. They can't cast it, though, so it does give us at least a turn. Hopefully, we might be able to beat down our opponent here. Hopefully. My original phrase when I actually used to stream, now that you bring it up, Dense Planet, was I used to say, when in doubt, jank them out. That's what I used to say. Not so much anymore, though, because I prefer now the new one that I have. So let's see. Can we get out of this? Exhaust. Brings back the Afterburner Expert, and we get a token there, so that's good. Okay. Broodheart Engine. We will eat. Not much else to eat really here. So I guess we'll eat the Kaido. Okay. Also the dreaded Goyf Gate. What is that? That one? I'm not sure. I'd have to look up that one. I don't know if there's anybody else that's watching right now that knows some of these older phrases. Speak up if you can. Maybe some of it, another view out there may know this stuff better than I do. Okay, let's... Afterburner Expert goes bye-bye for a second. Not a big deal. Nurturing Pixie again. It will bounce away stuff. Locking out the Draconautics Engineer is very annoying here. Opponent's going to keep bouncing stuff. Definitely a powerful deck, as they keep outgrinding us here. Okay, what do we sacrifice? I guess we'll have to sacrifice the Engineer. I really didn't want to, but at least we have a flying blocker. Okay, throw away the Theater. Throw Inspire Verge. So here's how we do this. Exile again. Okay, and then... eat that. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Swing. Do you have an answer, opponents? Well, this feels a lot better than before. We're still managing to hold in there. Some way. So little by little, as you can see with the upgrades we got, the deck finally does feel a little bit better. It's not the best, but at least we're kind of holding our own against one of the toughest decks, or I would even say the best deck right now in Standard. Some way, somehow. I guess that didn't really do much. That's okay. But we could still get there with what we have. Opponents. Well, they're out of cards finally, so maybe we might get there. Oh, they do swing. Okay. Was that the right move, opponents? We're down to 3. Okay. Throw away the land. I think we finally got our first win today. Oh, man. It took this long? Oh, boy. But we got there. Yeah, sure. We'll do it again. There we go. Did we get there? That's one. You should have considered doing Blink with Exhaust, by the way. Once you use the Exhaust, you can flicker the card to redo it again. Yeah, I guess I was trying to focus more on trying to do more of the recursion stuff. So I guess that's ended up what ended up happening with me. Down to 4. Okay, and we can still block here with our Dinosaur Dragon, so we can still survive at least one more hit here. So long as they don't have anything that can hurt us here. Oh wait, I forgot. No. Well, they turn it on now. Throw away the land. Can we still...
Oh my goodness. We finally did it, everybody.
Our first win. Oh my goodness, it took almost the whole stream to do that. Finally, our very first one all day today. I cannot believe that. This deck hasn't been that explosive, but hey, we were able to outgrind the toughest deck in Standard for a time, so I'm happy about that. Yay! Oh my goodness, what a relief. We at least got one win. One win. See, deck isn't too bad, right? Only just took us, what is it, an hour 45 to get one win. But there you go. It can do stuff, right? Okay, so let's end. We'll probably do, this will be the last one since that took a while. We're going to do a best of 3 Standard with the upgraded version, and that pretty much will be it for today. Real quick after that, we'll do the wrap up like we normally do. We'll talk about the deck because there's definitely a lot to talk about with this deck. We'll then go over again what is to come in the next week or so for content. So don't worry, everybody. We'll be wrapping this up soon, and I do appreciate all of you that have been enjoying the fact that I look absolutely terrible, but I appreciate all of you who have still been watching. So thanks again, everybody. But yeah, I definitely have a lot to say about this deck overall. Maybe that probably alone would be a whole nother rant. But we'll worry about that later on. Let's see if we can get through this. Once again, dealing with the most toughest deck in the format. Pull away the Boom Scholar. We need a red source. A red source is what we need here. Our opponents. Optimistic Scavenger again. They swinging. Okay, so we got a Verge, which is good. Okay, so we can play stuff. Okay, play the Goblin. Okay, so what do you got, opponents? What do you got? They ping. Hopeless Nightmare. Pumping up their Otter. Pumping up their Scavenger. Annoying. We have to throw away something, so we'll throw away a Soul Cauldron. Just one. Nowhere to run. As long as they have, like, never-ending removal here. Okay, so we lose our Goblin. Bueno. Go down to 11. Another Cauldron. Let us play the Engineer. Pass. Okay, opponent, 3 cards in hand. Some way, somehow, it's just... Yeah, the bounce effects just make it seem like their deck has like 67... I'm sorry, they have like 70, 80 cards. It's just so annoying. But it is effective. Maybe a little too effective, by the way. So, getting completely wrecked here. Down to 4. Oof. Okay. Alright. We'll just have to go to game 2. Wow, that ended way too quickly for me. Okay. Well, so what do we need to get with them? We need... The Terror Thunders are definitely coming in, and the Haywire Mites are coming in. And then take out the Rankles Pranks. And then what else do we want to cut here? I guess the Broodheart Engine goes. Maybe trim 2 Boom Scholars? What does that leave us with? We still have 21 creatures. That's actually quite a bit. I think that should be okay. Try from there. Again, I don't know how well it's going to do, but we'll try. We shall try. Game 2 here, everybody. Win or lose, this will be our final one, of course, for today. Okay, so we do at least have a little bit of hate. We'll play our Mountain. Haywire Mite. Engineer into Elvish Refueler. We have a Bitter Triumph too, which is nice. Swinging away with our little Mite. Actually, question, wait, why? How is this an insect but not a Mite? It's called a Mite, but it's an insect. But we have technically a Mite creature type in the game. Doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, Wizards. Thornspire Verge. We swing with our cute little Mite. Bring in the Refueler. Opponents? Okay, it goes. Nowhere to run. Okay, here comes the value train that they have to deal with. But if we can just get rid of their stuff, little by little, we should be able to hopefully just maybe stop dealing with them. Ugh. Bouncing again. And bouncing. And bouncing. So we gain 2 life, but we can't destroy the nowhere to run. Oh boy. Alright, we will get back. What do we want to get back here? I guess the Boom Scholar. Gain some life back. We'll wait, actually. Alright, opponents. Show me what you got. I'm sure at this point, if you haven't already noticed, I've kind of run out of energy with you. I guess you could say I'm exhausted. But seriously, I'm kind of tired of losing today. Deck has been a not quite up to the standard I expect. Unfortunately,
The housewarming party has arrived.
yep. Deck is still going to try to do its thing.
Information is its own weapon.
We'll see. Maybe there's still a hope for us. Okay, throw away Pixie there. Now we can't. Okay, now we can get it. So here's how we do this. Bitter Triumph. Kaido goes bye-bye.
Don't worry. I've got an exit strategy.
Tear Asunder. That goes away. Okay. Little by little, trying to just get rid of all their stuff so they just can't keep bouncing everything forever. But I can definitely see why this is considered the best deck to fight against. Or at least the best deck in Standard. Just so annoying how it has so many options and just keeps going through everything. Alright, opponents. Player, last one. Most likely they have removal. Yep. Yeah. We can exhaust it, but they probably have more removal. Yeah, we get lost. So we get that destroyed too. Man. Incredibly annoying deck to deal with. Nurturing Pixie, they bounce back to nowhere to run again. Maybe control decks might be a better option right now. Fear of Isolation, and they bounce back too, so they can just keep destroying our creatures. I guess I should have brought in the Wrath instead, because now we don't really have anything. Well, one thing's for sure, though. We're probably not going to highlight this one on YouTube anytime soon. It's just been so rough. Even on the non-budget version, we have not been able to do much of anything with this deck. The other decks just outvalue you. Oh, come on, really? Ugh. Terrible. All that just to get rid of our creature. Yes. I've got nothing. I'm just out of it now for this one. Down to 2. And that is us leaving with a whimper there. I think this was probably now I'm going to dub this one the worst run we've had so far streaming this year. Yeah. We're just going to cut our losses there. Okay. We're going to end it here in a bit, everyone, but don't worry. We'll still go over, of course, the whole evaluation for this because I have a lot to say about this deck. So the hope that I had, because I had no idea how well Exhaust was going to go, is Exhaust is it's a mechanic that I want to like, but at budget level, it is terrible. I'm just going to say that. I'm usually not this negative when it comes to decks, but this deck was not good at all. I wanted to like it, but I think also we picked the wrong colors. The whole idea that I wanted was to throw away cards like our Afterburner Experts. So this way, Broodheart Engine, and then cards like Rankle Spring, and then just kind of keep the board clear, and then just filter everything until we can bring it back with our Exhaust. The downside right now is we are in a meta it's just sadly very heavy with a lot of removal. That's Artifact and Enchantment hate, and this deck is not well equipped to handle that stuff. Our stuff gets blown up constantly. We get outvalued very quickly, even at budget level. And of course, Arena will show no mercy against us. So yeah, this was terrible. And this is one of the few times I'd say this, I don't know if I would even recommend anybody to play this variant. Most likely, this is not the version you want to play. If, out of some morbid curiosity, you want to try to see if maybe you can improve on it, again, I will leave a link in the details after the stream is done. But I'll probably delete this deck once it's done. It was just an absolute disappointment. Now, having said that, the upgraded version did feel better, but it still wasn't that impressive. Jund is not the colors for this. I wanted to try something a little bit different than everyone else doing teamer colors, so that's why I did not pick blue. But changing the colors kind of messed with us a little bit there. We ended up fumbling a lot more than I thought we were going to with this. And usually when I fumble with decks, we fumble, we still get our wins, but this was not our day today. But it happens. It happens to the best of us, everybody. Not a big deal. I think we'll just have to take the L for today, and hopefully next stream we'll do a lot better. So that's the takeaway today. If you want to play this deck one more time, I will of course leave the link, but it's not something I would recommend at all. Neither the budget version, maybe barely the non-budget version, but I probably would not invest the rares, not deliberately to build this deck. Not supposed to say cards like Rankle Sprank are bad or anything. Agus Soul Cauldron, very good card, but this was not the right build for it. So that's at least my takeaway today. But yeah, let me know in the comments after we're done how you think about this. Did you like it? Would you play this yourself? Would you change anything on your own? I would love to hear from you guys. But that's pretty much going to be it, everybody. It just was, yeah, was just not feeling it today. Oh well, we'll move on. So, if you still are in there and you're still watching at this point, I appreciate your support because you are all my true fiery friends. And because of that, let's kind of talk about briefly what we're going to be seeing in the next couple of weeks for more videos. So, stuff that we're going to be doing is we have a cute little St. Patrick's Day deck tech that I'm going to do. Nothing super crazy, just something fun, some kind of unique alternative if you're interested in something. So it's going to be a 4-leaf clover themed deck that I have ready to go. That's going to be edited throughout this weekend, so that'll be up on Monday for the holiday. Other decks I'm kind of messing around with, Recycler. So I think this one has potential. We'll see how well this does. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, see if it's worthy to be on stream. In terms of other decks, we played this one again, as I mentioned on the previous stream, against a couple players when I did the me versus anybody player stream. So I think I'm going to make this one maybe another budget deck that we may do in the future for either a full video or I might do it on stream. We'll figure that one out. The next stream one for sure is going to be this one. So we're going to do a discard deck because you know what? I want to be on the dark side for once. We're going to try to see if we can strip away our opponent's most powerful cards in the most powerful format with this deck. We'll see how well this one does. Otherwise, the Basically series, we're still focusing on trying to figure out what would be our best 5-color combination, because that one's going to be coming up most likely just before, I would say, Tarkir. But we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, that's pretty much it, everybody. Oh, that's right. I might try to do this Affinity Blast. I'm not sure if I want to do it as a deck tech yet or a stream. We'll figure that one out. We have a couple other decks I've been playing around with still, like Plot Aggro and whatnot. But it all just comes down to, again, what I think should be fun on stream. And I think that's probably what I should be trying to do now, is try to have some more unique fun decks that all of you would enjoy. But I still appreciate all your support today, everybody. So once again, everyone that was watching today, all of you appreciate it. So again, Caleric Puts, thanks again for being there. Shout out to you, Dan Splinit, my all-star as always. Poco Moco Loco, thanks again for your subscription today on YouTube. Appreciate you joining us today. Those of you that have been watching across other formats, such as Instagram, I see you on there. ATX Mayo, thank you for that. Valindo, Old School Magic Vault, appreciate all of you, of course, for your support across those. If I don't see you from other platforms, I do apologize. X, I don't know if I could find a way to see who's been watching from there, but thanks for those of you that have been watching on X. Copies, of course, and replays of this will be across all of these socials out there, so you'll be able to get a chance to see this no matter where you're at. And as always, one more time, just hang in there, everybody. We'll definitely have a lot more of a fun deck next time. I assure you, it will not be this terrible next time. That's my focus, of course, for the next stream. I definitely want to have a lot more of a fun deck next time. Some way, somehow, we'll make it work. Either way, that's pretty much it for everybody. Thank you one more time. Have a wonderful week, everybody. And again, we will hopefully see you again. I'm looking at Saturday for the next stream. So one more time, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. And as always, we will see you again soon next time. But just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Again, we'll see you on the weekend. Later.